Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our daily stock market insights with Miss JD. Today is February 2nd, 2021, and I'd like to cover this time the most trending stocks that we have in today's market. At the same time, I'd like to cover, of course, what we have here in the index. Okay, so if you like this type of content, you are very much welcome in this channel. You're welcome to drop by every single day because I do review stocks every day. Okay, and yeah, it's been a fun day and favorable day for me personally today because so far we ended with some positive. We ended with a positive gains in today's market performance, but maybe I will be able to cover that on a different video because I create a separate video reviewing my portfolio. But this time, I'd like to first of all cover the most trending stocks. Let's start. PSEI. So I mentioned yesterday that the fact that we've shown some recovery with this green candlestick from yesterday. This could already mean that the market is somewhat trying to create a support at this area. And true enough, there was a continuation in today's market performance. So where are we heading? There is a possibility that yes, we could continue moving up, but of course fluctuations can happen, and this area could be our next resistance. So if there will be a continuation, don't rejoice right away because there's a resistance nearby. At the moment, I'm looking at 7,046 level as our nearest resistance, and so if it will fluctuate, the support area is 6,600. So what my expectation by tomorrow is that I'm not really expecting a big move in our stocks from the index. So it can just stabilize, or probably some of them might already show some recovery, which I've seen in today's performance. So at least we didn't really dip that much because it's really going to hurt some of our friends' portfolio, because I know we have a lot of uh, viewers here who are long-term investors and are more into um, collecting shares from stocks in the index. But let's go ahead and have a deep dive on each one. We'll go through each one and let's see up to which stock can we cover this evening. Let us start with ABBA. ABBA over here. Um, if there's one thing we need to learn here, and through the years we've already for those people who have already been in the market for several years now, we have to be extra careful as well, because not all good news will equate to a positive performance. So this is a perfect example of sell on news. So yesterday we talked about the partnership or collaboration between PHA and ABBA for, they would like to build a digital bank. And at the start of the day, we had a gap up. Slightly, very quickly, there was an extension to the upside, but all the way down, there was profit taking. So normally, the thing that happened yesterday was actually insider moves of people who may have already known, or who already knew about this news that will happen the next day. So the real performance really was the previous day. So what happened here is that sell on news. Now let's take a look if there are foreign buying. There is foreign buying. Okay, so at least that's good news. This could just be a temporary reaction to the catalyst. And so what will happen is that chances are we could just be two things moving. We could just move sideways, or tomorrow with this significant drop, we could see some recovery. We could see another green. or probably it will just create a support right at the level where we ended today. So this is the first area of support I'm looking at. Second is it might go back to the MA20 line, but come to think of it, uh, we just had a good news. We just had some positive catalyst here for ABBA. So I have a strong feeling this area could be tested, and we could be moving sideways here first. And if it is going to drop, I think if we are to look at the bigger picture, if you are to look at the bigger picture here, I think if it is going to drop, I think it is something that you can rejoice if you're a position trader, because that way you will be able to add more volume at a cheaper price. And then just wait for it if you're not a full-time trader anyway. So I think being in a stock for several days won't really hurt if what's in store for you is a significant gain, right? Even if the stock will just go back to the 187 level, that's already huge. That's a big gain, right? So let us say you are able to haggle from here to here. That's wow, 100%. But what if you're only able to exit up to this point? Then that's a 59%. But let us say it stabilizes right here, and you are able to enter or exit right at the 186, then uh, that gives you a 60%. But if you're willing to wait a little longer and then would like to see the potential of the stock, then uh, something big could be in store for you. Okay, so 119 is for me the nearest area of support that we have. 116, I mean. Let me remove this so it doesn't confuse everybody. This one. Okay, so two areas to watch out for. Let us see by tomorrow if 114 will hold or 0.94. That's the next drop that we're anticipating. I just want to bank on this big volume for foreign buying that happened today. So that could be something big. Okay, next is APL. APL, we had a decline by 7%, 7.83%, but I don't think that this is going to drop really significantly. Maybe I'm thinking around my point 18, the area where I plotted it yesterday, that will still hold that area. Okay, so this is already a good haggle for the investors or traders of APL. Take note, of course, we know the catalyst here. We know the reason why the stock is all of a sudden gaining this much popularity, because there is indeed some good context to why a stock is always in the most trending list, top 10 normally. So we are just consolidating, okay? So we are consolidating and we're just maintaining. The momentum is close to the 50s level. So at least while we are consolidating, there's no breakdown in the RSI. So momentum is still maintained at that level. And just take note, 0.18, if you want to add more volume, then that's a good area to test, do test buys, or if you want to average down. Once we see a green candlestick perhaps forming at this level, then that's a good area of bounce. This ACEN, this is one of the good stories I have for today in my portfolio. Remember, on the 29th, I said I was able to catch this at 587, and today we had some good movement in our favor. And I'm thinking with a solid green that happened today, and of course some good news on ACEN, I have a feeling that going back to this level is really going to happen soon. So there's a good volume, and I'd say the nearest area of resistance for profit taking could be this level, 940. If you want to lock in some profit there and let the remaining shares ride the wave, you can also do that. So I think, well, I can So I remember I added volume here. So probably once the price hits this level, I could also take some profit. And when it dips again, because I'm sure it'll test previous resistances and support levels, so I could just buy it again. But at least I'm able to lock in some gains. Pretty much the same as what I did with APL, even though it's running at the 0.20 area right now. I actually had more volume, more shares for APL because we were able to lock in some gains at the resistance level. Next, Dito. Dito also had a good story. Um, we had a good base here around 6 pesos something. If you were to check my previous video, we were able to enter at a very good level at this point. So right now our running gain here is already above 100%. So I still plan to hold it. I plan to hold it, especially if we are able to break this resistance. Our 52-week high is around 1474. So I'm thinking right at that area, somewhere in between, could be our resistance. So what's interesting is that if the sentiment, if the buying sentiment is really really huge, or yeah, um, there is buying sentiment, then the chances of having a gap up tomorrow is there. We're very near a resistance. So normally, if the stock is really um, determined to break that resistance, normally it just simply skips the resistance and uh, gaps up and then continue. All right. So promising ahead, we're very near the completion of the technical audit, and then the launch is on our way. I think it's March or May, but very very near. That's why the this stock is just really bound to explode in the coming days. So I'm not hyping. I'm also very transparent. You've seen my portfolio. I've been holding this stock since 2018. Oops. And then you have PHA. PHA, almost the same movement as what we had with ABBA. They had the same influencers of the movement. So it created a gap up, but it just filled that gap same day. Pretty much the same that happened here. So PHA is, if we are going to hold the MA20 line, then of course chances are we could be continuing the uptrend. Um, let us see though, because before this thing came out, it was actually, so we had this, right? This was the downtrend channel before that gap up, that before the gap up happened today. So we have to hold at the area where we are at the moment. Otherwise, it might go back. This could just be a false alarm here and then continue the breakdown in the price. But if your outlook, if you believe in the objective of the collaboration between ABBA and PHA, then this is just a sell on loose incident. And if you're to look at the bigger picture, I see a lot of potential for the stock to actually move even higher. Right now, we are sitting at a possible support, which is 229. So tomorrow, if we see a green, then that's good. Or if we see some sideways movement, that is also a possibility. At the moment, we're sitting at a possible resistance. We just broke out of the MA20 line, which is also breaking out of the downtrend channel right there. BSC still holding at the MA20 level. We're sitting at a possible support. So this is also a stock related to renewable energy. So just you gotta check out the news and find out what are the future projects and what may have influenced this big spike, because there could be something that is uh, really that could be the reason why we're starting to gain, like APL, popularity in this stock. Right here, For AR, I actually exited the stock already. As I mentioned, I didn't really have plans of staying for a long time here. So at least we locked in some really small gains right here. And guess what? Where I transferred? I transferred here. I transferred in ABBA, but you'll find out probably if not today, tomorrow you'll find out my you'll see what I have in my portfolio. So I already removed AR, replaced it with ABBA, and the rest is still the same. So let's check out AR. AR is still holding here, holding at the support, but the way it is moving right now, it's somehow going back to the old, right? To the old movement, very tiny movements in the candlesticks. So if you are to say move this, starting to look like this. So before we lose that, well, I just exited. So I'm not sure if it is going to recover up to this point again. At least we were able to transfer to stocks with good stories. Because if you'll ask me again, what can I say about AR? I don't really have that solid structure in my reasoning. Just for scalping and short, really intraday trading, but it did not materialize as planned. Mary Mart today had a good story. This is a possible support. If I'm not mistaken, I also mentioned that. Um, Actually, its buy area could be right here from here to here, but looks like this stock has decided that this is the support it is going to make. Now, do we see a possible continuation? Yes. But do we see it moving right away to the upside? I don't think so. We could have some fluctuations and it could even go back as near as 636. I'm not saying that it was going to hit exactly at that line, but very near that area. So if you want to add more volume here, then go as near as you can at 636. Today, I already placed an order at around 661, but it did not capture my order. So I'll try again tomorrow. I'll try to enter as near as I can at the 636 area. So I know my average here is around 735. That's my average around here. So we're very near that. But my volume here is also a bit small. So Mart is a good company, and I think we have reached a support that I've been waiting for because I don't know where it could potentially drop, given that we increased in volume significantly, right? I mean, in the price. So I'm scared that it could go all the way down here. And I said if it is going to do that, then I could catch it here. But given that we have a green today, looks like I'm gonna catch it right here. So that was my reason why I decided to enter at 661 earlier today. But I will still try to place an order around that level. Maybe it'll be hit this time. BDO. So looks like what we had in the index from a red to a green and then a continuation. So maybe this is already a start for BDO to give us some recovery around the 100 level. So anywhere from 100 to 105, I'm pretty sure the market will still give you some wicks within the day. So if you can enter very near the 100 level, then that's a good position. So this is in the context of you entering a stock as a position trader. When it comes to a position, this is still a good level. Let's look at the bigger picture. As you can see, there's a big potential for us to have some good reward, and our risk here is just pretty small. IS 16%, but you got the long wick here. So I hope those people who may have entered really at the high level right here, you were able to cut your loss early, or may have entered again at the bottom and then averaging it down. But do we see big volume, but the market cap is just really small. So I think this kind of stock is really easy to push and maneuver. So I don't really expect for it to um, go jump right away. So if you are given a chance to enter very near the 0.1375, then that's a much better price. Just haggle somewhere in between. That way, you're confident that you're very near a possible support. Next is JFC. JFC, another green today, but very tiny movements. So, like what I said yesterday, this is a support I'm looking at, and looks like today it has also validated that because we did not go lower than that level. At the same time, don't forget to of course take a look at the RSI. We're at the oversold level, so that means this stock is also starting to look really cheap. So investors out there, I think this is going to look uh, appealing to you. See that? But for our foreign investors, they're still out of GFC. ICT, trying to, looks like it is trying to create a support at the area where it is at right now, but um, I'm not feeling so positive as of yet because there could also be a chance that this will break. So try to find out first if you have a green candlestick coming out here, then that could be a confirmation that it's indeed it has successfully created a support at that level. Ali, try to recover, but we're still not outside of the downtrend channel. This is still following the downtrend channel. So when are we going to enter then? Of course, if my best take here is once it goes higher than the MA20 line. The area where we are at the moment is not exactly sitting at the 39.91, which is the exact point where the MA20 is, but that's already, sometimes it could be slightly higher or lower. So my recommendation is maybe you wait for a breakout, wait for a candlestick to sit right at the MA20 line. Then we can say, okay, we have a breakout and we could be establishing a support at that level. Okay, I think that is it. We have just covered the highly traded stocks in the Philippine market for February 2nd. So guys, same thing. Notice most of my stocks in my portfolio are the ones that are highly traded because this is where I see volatility, and we could have more profitable executions or positions if we trade the stocks that are highly trending. But it's a double-edged sword though. Notice you have your ACEN here could go as high as 13% in one day, DITO 9% in one day. So there. In the same manner, your ABBA could also go down as low as 11%. So significant ups and downs, right? But overall, our P&L for today is at 3% of our portfolio. So that's a good number. That's a good amount already for just a day. Okay, so that is it for this evening. Thank you guys for watching my video, and please don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe so that YouTube will discover our channel and start promoting to our fellow Filipinos and friends. Okay, so thank you guys. Bye bye for now.